Diabetes. It affects millions of people around the world and is characterized by a disruption in the insulin signaling pathway. Normally, our bodies,
specifically the pancreas,
release a hormone known as insulin. When the insulin is released into the bloodstream, it binds to the receptor tyrosine kinase, causing the activation of insulin receptor substrate proteins, or IRS proteins for short. The IRS proteins then cause the activation of the enzyme PI3K, which acts as a catalyst for the conversion of PIP2 to PIP3. PIP3 recruits AKT, which activates GLUT4 vesicles, causing more glucose to be absorbed by the cell. AKT also activates the enzyme glycogen synthase, which turns glucose into glycogen for storage. And it slows the activity of enzymes involved in gluconeogenesis, a process which synthesizes glucose from non-carbohydrate sources, such as proteins and lipids.
This process demonstrates how our bodies function under normal pathways. But what about inhibited pathways?
Well, these inhibited pathways can actually be classified into two main categories you might already be familiar with: type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is the result of the body's immune system destroying the pancreas beta cells, which inhibits the pancreas from producing any insulin. Symptoms tend to appear suddenly, and they include weight loss, blurry vision, weakness, exhaustion, irritability, and increased hunger, thirst, and urination. Patients with type 1 diabetes must monitor their blood at all times and take insulin supplements daily, as this condition is life-threatening if untreated.
On the other hand, type 2 diabetes, which is by far the most common variant of diabetes, with roughly 90% of diabetes patients classifying as type 2, is the result of the body's over-resistance to insulin. This causes the pancreas to become overworked and impair its ability to produce insulin, as well as IRS protein activation being inhibited, causing cells to not be able to absorb glucose. Symptoms are identical to type 1, but the main difference is that type 2 symptoms appear more gradually than type 1. Patients with type 2 diabetes must also monitor their blood sugar at all times, as this condition is also life-threatening if left untreated. The main treatments for type 2 diabetes are medication that reduce blood sugar or increase insulin production. Additionally, patients can exhibit lifestyle changes such as exercise, weight loss, or healthy eating. Currently, researchers are trying to decipher what the cause of diabetes is, and developing new medications such as semaglutide, which is sold under the brand name Ozempic, to treat diabetes, with semaglutide being approved by the FDA as recently as 2017.